What's going on, Jello family? Welcome to the Angelo Carlos podcast. I'm here with my buddy Los. He is a UCLA student at the Luskin School of Public Affairs. Fun fact about Los is that he actually got into schools like UCLA, USC, UC Berkeley, University of Michigan, University of Chicago, and he was waitlisted at Harvard. So he had a very impressive resume coming into graduate school. So Los, welcome to the Angelo Carlos podcast, my friend.
It's a pleasure.
Of course. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself? Where did you go to undergrad? And what was your major during that time? And then I believe you also have a story prior to undergrad too, right?
Yeah. So thank you, Joe. I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you. A little bit about me. I was raised in Los Angeles, non-traditional student, dropped out of high school for a few years and decided to go back to get my high school diploma in my mid-20s. And my personal experiences is what could encourage me to pursue a graduate school, degree in public policy at UCLA. But a little bit before that, I went to UC Irvine, did my undergraduate there.
Odds up, man.
Yeah, thank you. It's odds up, yeah. I did dual degrees in criminology and political science. And so I did graduate in 2022. I applied to, like you said, USC, University of Michigan, and got into both schools with have scholarship. I got into University of Chicago as well for their Master of Public Policy with a 90% tuition scholarship.
No way.
Yeah. And I got into Berkeley, going to School of Public Policy, technically on a full ride. They would cover my first year on plus.
Oh my God.
And my second year, they told me I was able to cover it through fellowships.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was, blessed. I just had it coming. And then I did get waitlisted at Harvard.
That's Harvard Kennedy, right?
Yeah, at Harvard Kennedy School. I accepted their waitlist offer.
Mm-hmm.
I did not get in.
Okay, on the wait list.
Yeah, on the wait list.
That's still impressive. Not a lot of people get into Harvard, let alone wait list, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And I did get into UCLA, and technically with a full ride as well. I got in with a good fellowship that was covering my first full year.
You gotta tell the audience what application process was like. What was your scores? Where was your grades in undergrad? And then how did you get full rides to all these amazing top schools?
So I didn't say this, but I did a fellowship during my undergrad.
Where at?
With PPIA, which is Public Policy and International Affairs. So this fellowship, what it does, it helps students from underrepresented backgrounds, help them pursue a career in public policy, but and also pursue graduate school.
Okay, cool.
And so if you are selected in part of this fellowship, then they help you out financially. They don't cover so it's not a guarantee that you'll get a full ride, but it does help in some shape or form because the school acknowledges that you come from the underrepresented background, and that you are attached to this problem that you're trying to pursue.
Got it.
And trying to solve through public policy. In terms of my academics, I want to say I was okay. I had another A's and B's. I had a few C's. So my GPA was average. I would say it was 3.6 actually.
That is really, especially for undergrad, like a 3.6. Like a lot of people who watch this probably are in high school, college, or in grad school, wherever it may be. But basically, when you go to undergraduate, you get your undergraduate degree, everything's at a 4.0. So 3.6 is honestly an A- average already, or a high B+.
I would say a high B+.
Yeah. That's still extremely impressive. I know for a lot of med students, right, having a 3.6, 3.8, 3.9, like you usually get into med school. And Carlos was going into a different type of grad school, so in the public affairs side.
Yeah. And so I want to say also that what did help me, one important part of the application process are the essays, the statement of purpose.
Okay.
Statement of purposes and your personal statement. They really put a huge focus on what you say and how you say it. Just make sure we all have a great story to tell. Just make sure that it is well written, that it's sophisticated, and that you elaborate exactly why you're pursuing graduate school. And that really balances it out, and if you end up not having a good GPA.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, and I just feel like I was blessed enough to be considered for these for some generous scholarships that I did receive from every school that I was able to get into.
Dude, I'm so proud of you, man. Like,
Thank you.
it's crazy because I know how hard it is applying to graduate schools. I know how hard it is to just do well in undergrad, and I just know how much pressure you put on yourself to be successful, especially during the application process, especially during your first, second year of grad school. And the fact that Carlos got into all these top schools with a full ride is a testament of how hard he's worked in his whole career. Can you talk about the fellowship you did at UC Irvine? What was that like? What did you do? And kind of what was the commitment there?
Yeah, so I remember the first time I applied, I did not get in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I
It's a
think
fellowship.
yeah, I did not get in, and I think one of the requirements is that you must be a third year, going into your fourth year, and so
Transfer student.
yeah, and so I feel like that was my only opportunity, but because I decided to stay another year because I was doing a dual degree.
Yeah.
I was still considered for another opportunity to apply.
Oh, got it.
And so, but this time I decided to do things a little bit differently. So I started, look for advice. Like I started looking for people who had done this fellowship before,
Mm-hmm.
and asked them if they can guide me in terms of their essays, like in the essays and what I should do differently.
Okay.
And so, fun fact, at UCLA, Luskin School, they partnered with the SoCal chapter, with the PPIA SoCal chapter.
Oh, so interesting.
I started attending their workshops.